Greetings, Willow Lamashant here with your Awakening Your Consciousness reading for June 3rd through June 9th. I hope everyone's having a blessed day and having some high energy today. I'm going to go ahead and use the Gilded Tarot deck. I like it. I love the artwork on it. The deck was developed by Barbara Moore. She just makes some wonderful decks. She also created this one too. I use this on occasion, the Steampunk Tarot. But today we're using the Gilded, and I'm going to go ahead and get these shuffled. People ask, well, how should I shuffle the cards? I'm asked that quite often, and it's really up to you. I change my cards out because I have so many people that I read for. After so many, you have to get new cards because they just basically fall apart. So for me, I let my clients shuffle them the way they feel comfortable with. They are larger cards, so it's sometimes harder for people that have never shuffled tarot cards before. They think it's going to be just like the way you shuffle a deck of cards. A regular deck is much smaller than this. So I'll just shuffle them like this sometimes. I like to also do a very simple shuffle. I don't bend them very much. I don't want to ruin my cards either. I know some people that really will bend them and bridge them and all kinds of stuff. That's my clients, and that's their energy. So I'll need that energy in the cards. But for me today, I'm just going to shuffle them normal. We'll see what is in here for us. I clear them between every reading also, by the way. Some people use black tourmaline on them. I have quartz crystals and rose quartz, and I've charged those to be clearing crystals. So that's what I use on mine. Let's go ahead and get these shuffled. Okay. Divine Source, Divine Mother, all that is, I ask that you guide us, direct us, and give us the message that you would have us have for this week. Bless us all for this week. So mote it be. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to pull 7 cards to get started because there's 7 days in the week. That does not mean that each one of these cards are for like Mondays, this card, Tuesdays, this card. It's not. This is the energies for the entire week. We don't know exactly how it will play out. I'm just going to pull the 7 cards for the full energy of the week. And one more. Now, last week, I know the Divine had me pull some extra cards. If she does that, I will go ahead and pull extra cards. But I never know if that's what she wants me to do. So I'm just going to play it by ear and go with the flow of the energies. All right. So the first card she has given us today is the 10 of Wands. Now it's reversed, so it's going to be maybe a little bit less stressful of a week, which is good to know. A lot of times that's the ending of some stress we may have been under. It may have been a really rough week last week. Maybe some things have gotten resolved over the last couple of days, and now it's a new week and it's less stressful. There's also some new beginnings on the horizon. We have the Page of Swords here. Now, he is generally the messenger or new beginnings. Pages are those novice, the beginning kind of cards. So when we see this Page of Swords, this is to remind us to communicate or network with the right people, get that started, learn new things. This is a work in progress. You're not going to get it all this week. This is just the beginning of something this week. You may be signing up for a class. You may be starting to get the word out or meet the right people this week, but it's not going to be completed, okay? Now we also have the Emperor. Now the Emperor says it's still up to us to take control and create the success that we want. So anytime we have the Emperor, that gives us a lot of control over our own life and our own path, because we are talking about our spiritual path and our direction. So what do you really want to be focusing on this week? Is it this new beginning? Is this something that you've been hoping for? is this new beginning going to take a lot of stress off of you? Okay, so we have to look at all of what we're seeing here, not just one card at a time. I read them like that for you, but I'm really looking at the big picture, okay? It's synergy in tarot. Just remember that. The sum of the whole is greater than each of their parts. I think that's how that goes. Probably misquoted that. We also have the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is about following our heart, being in control of our emotions. But being in control of our emotions doesn't mean to hold it all in. It means to express it in the best way we can. Now, if we are having some emotional upset, we need to talk about it. We either need to go to the person that we feel is part of contributing to that, or we just need to vent or talk to somebody that so we can get it out. But generally, when we rule over our emotions, it just means that we don't have to hold it all in. We can express it, but we express it in the right way. And also, the King of Cups is about following our heart and doing what we're passionate about. Now, we don't want to just do things because it makes us money. Yeah, we need to pay the bills. I'm not saying that's not a good thing. But you should also be doing things that you are passionate about. Maybe it's helping others. Maybe it's gardening. Maybe it's exercise. Maybe it's reading. But you also need to do things that you are passionate about, not just the mundane daily routines. Okay? Now, we may run into something here this week. We may have to either take a look at how we are expressing ourselves verbally, or we may be running into somebody with this King of Swords reversed. We may be running into somebody who does not always think before they speak, which means we have to think before we speak. We want to be on top of that situation, get the upper hand, not to harm the other person, but to make sure that we are not being talked down to, but that we're on the same playing field and the same level. So we need to make sure we're talking to the people that we need to talk to in the right way. You're not going to talk to your best friend the same way you're going to talk to your boss. It just doesn't work out that way. You're not going to get very far with your boss if you say, hey, bud, let's go get a drink. It doesn't work. You want to be respectful, okay? So that's what's coming up here. Make sure you're choosing your words carefully. The other thing I'm getting from the divine here is she says also pay attention to how you perceive things. How are you seeing the situation? Because the king rules over both the words and the mind, so our perception of things. So if we need to, we may need to take a step back and really take a look from an outsider point of view of what's going on in a situation as well. Because if we don't, we may be misinterpreting it. It may be a very minor thing, or it could be bigger than what we're paying attention to or seeing. Okay? Now we also have the Eight of Pentacles. So you need to hone your skills. Now, if that means you need to learn a little bit more how to handle your dreams and interpreting them, or maybe you're working on learning how to read tarot cards and you need to practice, that technique a little bit more. It says to hone your skills this week. That means practice, 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 practice. When you hone your skills, you become the best that you can be. Now, you may never be perfect, but that's okay. There's always going to be room for improvement. That's what we like. It challenges us. It helps us grow. But go ahead and make sure that you are honing your skills and making some more practice time this week. Now, we also have the Ten of Cups. Now, the Ten of Cups is a card of happiness and joy and bringing it in. And sometimes it's a work in progress. We don't always have all the happiness and joy that we want in our lives. However, if we can always make one little step, one little thing during our day that can make us smile, make us happy, make us find that joy, we're doing the right thing. It takes time to get everything we want. It is always going to be a work in progress. You're going to have some down days and some up days and some middle of the road days. But just understand that you should find one thing, at least one thing every day that makes you happy. Whether it's smelling a flower or stopping to read a positive affirmation, take time to meditate, or just tell yourself you're a good person. Whatever it takes, make sure you're finding a little bit of joy every day. So let's take a look at this overall, and I'm going to pull some more, I feel. So a lot less stress this week, but you're going to be starting something new. And this new thing is also going to mean you're taking control, creating your success. You're going to be learning things along the way. It's not just about, oh, I'm going to do this because I know how to do this. No, you're going to still be learning along the way, okay? But do something you're passionate about and control the emotions. But you're controlling the emotions in the right way. That means if you need to express yourself, you express yourself. If you need to step back a little bit, you step back a little bit. But make sure you're doing what makes you happy and joyful, and don't make yourself miserable. That's very important. Remember, you may be dealing with somebody that doesn't always think before they speak. Maybe you're not thinking before you speak. So that is something that's been coming up, and I've been seeing that a lot lately, and I think it's because we're going through so much chaos, and a lot of us have different mindsets on the way things have been coming into play lately in our lives, in the world, in our country, the abortion bans. I have my own opinion about that. I've never had an abortion, but I would never deny somebody that opportunity if they needed one. I do believe that we should never force anybody to do something with their body that they don't want to. It is not ours to choose. It is theirs. So am I pro-choice? Very much so. And I believe that in certain instances of rape and incest and the woman's life being in jeopardy carrying a child, I think these are very important aspects that we need to look at. And I'm really sorry, guys, but white men should not be deciding what the women of the world or the women of this country are doing with their bodies. Till they can carry a child, they have no business telling us what to do. Okay, that's just my opinion. I had to get that out. It's been bugging me. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull some more cards for us. Let's see what else the divine has for us today. Well, I guess I spoke about the right things. So I'm just going to show you the three that came up here. So the Page of Cups, the Four of Swords reversed, and the Queen of Cups. Well, the Page of Cups is children, but it's up to us if we want to carry a child or bring a child into this really messed up world right now. Are we capable of handling that? Do we want a child in this world right now? It's kind of messed up. I'm not going to tell you it's not. But the Four of Swords says it's something that each person needs to contemplate and to meditate on. It is their body and their business. And finally, the Queen of Cups. And she is the nurturer. She is the mother energy. And she popped up too. But that also says that we need to nurture our own physical form, our own vessel, our own emotions, our own body. We get to nurture that. Nobody tells us what to do with it. Okay? So that's what I've got for you today. I'm going to pull one final card. I like to do that for everybody's reading. And you got the Seven of Pentacles. So your hard work will pay off with a very good harvest this week. So just follow your heart. Do what you really want to do. Get out there. Take control of your life, your situations. Be successful in whatever aspect it is. But nurture your soul along the way, because that's helping you wake up. And we all need to wake up. I think there's still a lot more that we need to wake up from, but spiritually we need to wake up. And that's why we're here. We're trying to awaken our consciousness. We are trying to help others wake up and to raise our vibrations. So let's raise our vibrations, but let's not also send out hate. I know it's very easy to hate politicians right now, but the term feeding the beast came up many times to me in meditation over the last week. What I'm seeing with that is every time we send out hate and anger and frustration, we're giving those people that we're so angry with energy. What if we took all that energy back? Just vote them out of office, right? Because that's what we need to do. We need to take control and not feed the beast. Feed ourselves with joy and happiness and raise our vibrations. Okay? All right. So if you're seeking a personal reading with me, please check out my website at willowleigh-machant.com. Also, remember to follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. All of those links are going to be down below in the description of this video. Let me know if you like some of the video topics that I've also been talking about, not just our readings once a week now, because I'd love to get some new ideas from you. Please tell me if you want to learn more about tarot cards, or you want to learn more about meditation, or whatever it is. I am very much happy to take a look at those topics and maybe try to do a video on them for you. So until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day and be blessed.